Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I kind of thought I've not done a car review in a while, so I thought, you know what, let's go and do something a little bit special. So this car right here is a Chevy Corvette C4 from 1989, the ZR1 model to be exact. And well, you're probably all thinking, look, it's a C4, it's probably one of the worst Corvettes ever made. Well, I have a massive soft spot for these things. So before I get into the video and I kind of just tell you why, there is currently one for sale in the used car dealer. It's up for 79,300 credits. It's got 50,465 miles on it. Its performance points are 506.34 and it's putting out around 375 brake horsepower. So quite a bit of bang for your buck, to be honest. So, like all of these car reviews, we are going to hit it up in its stock form around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. No tunes, no upgrades, nothing like that. We basically just take the car straight out of the box and give it a whirl around and kind of see where it places in our hot lap time test. And now I'll kind of just talk about some things I do like about the car, maybe some personal experiences, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll go and get the fully modified, absolutely mental version and hit it up around the high speed ring for our separate modified hot lap leaderboard. So the Chevy Corvette C4. What makes it so special personally to me? Well, this might sound really crazy, but in my country, in the United Kingdom, these things are like gold dust. I think in my entire life I've probably seen around about what, two of them. I think I saw a sort of silvery one and a yellow one, and I've probably not seen one for around about 7 or 8 years at this point, and I'm unsure if I ever will again. I see plenty of kind of C5s. I've seen, you know, plenty of them. C6s, seen plenty of them, and I've seen a couple of C7s. Again, not massively popular over here for some reason. You'd never really see those, but the other two you see quite a bit of, to be honest. You only have to really go to, you know, certain car shows, or you'll kind of see them out on like Sundays and stuff, kind of weekend cars. But the C4, again, like I said, I've not seen one in such a long time. Now, it's not just because of that, and this one might sound really weird, but let me take you back to 1999, or should I say Christmas 1999. 5-year-old me has just got his first ever console, a PlayStation 1, and along with it, a little game called Gran Turismo 2. Now, 5-year-old me boots up the game, and I go straight into arcade mode, you know. I just want to kind of try it out. I'm excited. It's like, this is my first ever games console, my first ever game, and I boot it up, and I cannot remember for the life of me what I chose. I think I chose something like the Tommy Kiera ZZ, you know, the tiny little sports car, which, look, Polyphony, please bring that back to Gran Turismo 7. So I chose that car. I just think I chose it in silver, and I'm kind of doing a race at, I think it's called Tahiti Road, something like that. Again, a track that's just disappeared from existence since GT2. And I'm, you know, I'm going along. I'm doing, you know, quite well, hitting all the walls as you do the first time you've ever played a game. And all of a sudden, I see this kind of green, metallic-y looking car up ahead, and it looks like, in my opinion, or 5-year-old self, a bit of an arrow, really. And I kind of wasn't aware what it was, and for, you know, months and months at this point, I didn't have a memory card from a PlayStation, and I kept playing Tahiti Road, and I believe it was Midfield Raceway on Gran Turismo 2, and there was this annoying green car up ahead, always getting in the way, very much unbeatable for my 5-year-old self, and it was a C4 Corvette. Now, I've got absolutely fed up with it. You know, after months of trying to beat this car, getting really annoyed, not knowing what to do. You know, I'm playing Gran Turismo every day after school, all that good stuff. That I decided to just absolutely wipe it out. So we get to the corner where the church is on Tahiti Road, and I full speed ahead ram it, and it basically gets the car stuck in a sort of lock animation where it'll kind of reverse brake, and it cannot move for the rest of the race. And guess what? I won that race. And that is genuinely the earliest memory I have of a C4. And every time I've seen one, I'm just kind of, you know, took back to that time with that, you know, green metallic-y, you know, Corvette C4. Obviously, I think it was the 1995 model that was in Gran Turismo 2. It never ever appeared in any other Gran Turismo game ever again, and this is actually the first time this specific year's to you know, shown up. This is the 89 model, but yeah, it just kind of, you know, it's weird how these kind of memories just bring back kind of good memories. Like, you know, 5-year-old me being so frustrated at Gran Turismo 2 at this silly little green Corvette, now all of a sudden brings back happy memories, you know, childhood memories. And I guess that's why I have such a soft spot for this car. But that's more the personal memories. In terms of styling, it's for me the first proper, you know, Corvette-y style. Don't get me wrong, the C2, C3, absolutely stunning cars, but I feel like since this design came along, you know, Chevy have kind of stuck with it. And, you know, you see this shape and you instantly think Corvette. You see those rear lights, you kind of think, you know, Corvette, pop-up headlights. You know, it's got all the cool things of a car straight out the 1980s. The way the kind of headlights pop up when you want to flash the lights, the look of it, you know, that quad exhaust at the back, the two double kind of rear brake lights with a strip across the top. You know, the fact that it looks quite high at the back but really kind of low slung at the front, you know, looks so aggressive and so aerodynamic. And for me, it's just an absolute timeless design. It's a poster car of the 1980s, and I absolutely love it for it. So let's talk about it in the context of, well, Gran Turismo 7. Is it actually any good? And, well, yeah, it's actually very, very good. Now, the one here, obviously, you're seeing is putting out 375 brake horsepower, and it's very, very quick. It has a top speed of around about 188 miles an hour, according to the game, that is, and obviously we're not going to find that out here, but I could probably believe that if we took it around the, obviously, big, special Route X or whatever it is, that this thing could probably hit 188 miles an hour on that big long straight. I am not, you know, I'm not going to argue that. Performance-wise, it feels brilliant. Honestly, for a car that you kind of would assume with no traction or anything, it will just be kind of getting its rear end out and spinning out. It's very much like the 930 Turbo that we reviewed, probably around about 3 or 4 weeks ago. You expect it to be more harsher than it is, and it genuinely isn't. You can really reel this thing in and, you know, enjoy driving it within, you know, a couple of corners. It's quite weighty. It's not the most reactive car, you know. If you want to kind of throw it in a corner, it's not going to sort of, you know, twitch around or anything like that. It genuinely, you know, takes some decent, you know, more precise turning to get this to work. Nice bit of throttle control. And that kind of brings me on to the gear ratios. Very, very long in this car, and for me it helps it. You know, you stick in a higher gear than you think you should, you can guarantee this car will stay stable and give you the maximum amount of performance through these corners. Sound design, well, it's sometimes hit and miss with Gran Turismo, but have a listen to this. So I think it sounds absolutely awesome, in my opinion. You know, some people might think, well, it's nothing really too flashy or in your face, and no, it's not really, not to today's standard. There's no ridiculous turbo whistle paired with a supercharger V8, all this lot. It's just basically a good sounding American V8 sound, and I absolutely love that sound. You know, I feel like it's one of the more timeless sounds. It's really kind of, you know, noticeable when a car's not got no turbo, no supercharger strapped to it. It's just all kind of NA raw power V8 kind of, you know, I guess. So do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you're all gonna know that it's a naturally aspirated V8, really loud, really growly and gurgly, and I absolutely love it. So with our standard lap done, let's go ahead and talk about the interior. Now this one's a bit weird. Yep, that is correct. This is a digital dash. Now, it's really kind of strange thinking that, you know, this is a car from, what, 1989, and I believe even the older models had this, you know, running a digital dash. And now, I probably am looking at this and thinking, well, that could be problematic. But interior design-wise, I absolutely love it. It's really kind of cheap, plasticky look into today's standard, but you know, those digital rev counter and all that lot are just really awesome. So in terms of the lap itself, there's my individual sectors. Overall, we did the lap in an 8 minutes 11.624. But where does that put the C4 up against? Well, everything else, I guess. It actually puts it in the 500 category, along with a bunch of 911s from when I did my reviews and my Porsche week. And well, it comes in 6th. It's beaten the 911 Turbo, the 930 from 1981, by around about 5 seconds, and it's only a second or so behind a Porsche 911 Carrera RS 964 from 1992. So it's actually really performed well there. But with all the standard stuff out of the way, let's meet this thing. Now, many of you will probably instantly recognise this car and think, I know that from somewhere. And you're not wrong. This is the Chevy Corvette with racing modifications, essentially straight out of Gran Turismo 1. Now, if you remember this car from then, you'll remember it was damn fun, and it still is real big fun. You know, it's such an awesome car to drive, so aggressive looking. I just wish we had that little bit higher spoiler, but you know, it's almost identical to the one straight out of GT1. So we're going to take it on our hot lap around the high speed ring. How is it going to do? Now, I'm expecting this, with it being a bit of an older car, to perform reasonably well. I'd probably say around about 1 minute 10 maybe. Anything above that, I will be absolutely mind blown with. Now, as we hit the bottom of the straight for this left-hander here, we're actually hitting upwards of around about 201 miles per hour, which is just a little touch over what we was getting out of the Porsche 911 930. That is the turbo version, the old one. Again, one of those cars that, when fully modified, an absolute rocket. And actually, when I was driving this, it kind of felt in the same way as that in terms of its straight line speed. In terms of cornering, this thing had plenty of grip. Like, even though, yes, it kind of broke away a few times, it was never to the point where I had to like absolutely snap at it to try and like reel it back in. It genuinely felt like a proper race car. I was genuinely massively surprised. So we're going to go around that really big banked left-hander, and we're going to go straight across the finish line, upwards of 160 to 170 mile an hour, flash of the lights, and that is our lap done. So let's have a look where the C4 comes. So there's my individual sectors, and overall we got a 1 minute 8.225. So almost 2 seconds better than I really expected this car to be. So let's see where it ranks overall. It actually comes in 4th. It's beaten a Porsche 911 GT3, the 997 model from 2009, which is just absolutely mind-blowing considering all these cars are fully upgraded. So that is really impressive, and it's around about 2 seconds, sorry, just under 2 seconds off the 991 from 2016. So very, very good showing in terms of max upgrades for the C4. So that is going to be it for today's video. I just wanted to kind of do a kind of more special, more personal car review, and well, it had to be the Corvette C4. One of the most underappreciated designs in terms of car design, I think, ever, in my opinion. I personally think it's absolutely stunning, and it's an absolutely timeless design. Now, I just want to give a big thank you to my channel members. Honestly, it means a lot that you guys actually, you know, donate to this channel each month and, you know, actively supporting me. Massive thank you to you guys. Massive thank you to everyone, really, because the support has been absolutely amazing. The fact that I can keep making Gran Turismo videos, even this kind of far on, I never thought I'd keep doing it, but, you know, it's not really gone anywhere, and I'm enjoying it more than ever now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss anything from me, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.